I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Colin. In this video, we're going to have a look at Good Games Guild. The price movement, what has happened. Obviously, this week we have seen quite a significant pump coming from 7.8 cents all the way to about 14 cents-ish. Yeah, just under 14 cents. What has happened? Where did this pump come from? Circulating supply self-reported, but we do have some metrics. Volume obviously up from, let's say, about 340 to 691, fully diluted, sitting at 12 million, very small cap, although it did extremely well once. Looking at a pump price, big promises, $15 in the bull run, basically. Just right moment, right time. The peak of the crypto gaming bull run peaked at about $15.42, and then it has been on an insane decline ever since. The project has not done that much. Where does this pump come from? What does it mean? What is the price going to do? A small indication in this video. So KuCoin driving most of the volume, then the listed on Gate, almost no volume, and then PancakeSwap covering the rest. So there was a big announcement. That's where the pump came from. And it all has to do with the vesting schedule. That's a great thing because we love looking at tokenomics and vesting. So when we look at the prior volume, which is definitely important, we're looking at about 50K a day, right? Yeah, 50, 60. So the volume is very much up, as you can see. The volume trend, you can see down here with these little candles, which moves together with the price movement, right? Is it significant? Is it something I'm interested in? No. And in this video, I'll tell you why. So when we look at track digits, where we have all the information, we see daily linear vesting for the partnership tokenomics, and they're redoing the tokenomics basically. That was the big announcement. Why? Because they want to remove the sell pressure. All of the tokens basically are vested. You can see this because it's daily partnerships, the specific price movement there. Not anything super big indicator, super interesting. What is most interesting is that all of the investments have basically been released, right? Not too shabby based on the investment price, just because it pumped so much. People sold for their gains whenever the tokens were unlocked. Even Seed right now is still up, at some degree. But all of the tokens are in circulating supply, have been unlocked. The most important part, what we're going to talk about, is these three categories: team, advisors, and marketing, because there's a significant change there. So if you're unfamiliar with Good Games Guild, they updated the website a little bit, but what it comes down to, there are three components. Where are the components? Right here. So you got Good Games Guild as the guild. Obviously, they changed the whole model. It was initially with the scholars. That changed when the play to earn changed, so that kind of hurt their business. Then you got the lab, and then you got Metaverse Pad. So they incubated three games. They got Battle of Guardians, Battle Enforcer, and Everick Saga. I have never heard of any of these three. And then they had quite some big investors on board. They did a very good launch, and they have a significant portfolio as well. When you go to Metaverse Pad, I have about 5,000 Good Games Guild tokens staked. I never participated in any of the launches. You also don't get any APR yield on it, so it's not really that interesting. The only interesting sale that they had that I was interested in was MetaShooter. That did quite well. So they have only done 7 projects. See upcoming projects. I don't think there are any. I didn't check that. But when we look at the projects, so they did 7 projects. Yeah. The last thing they did was a game asset offering. That was April, so that's almost a year ago. They haven't really done anything since the bearish market took place. That is completely fine, of course. They had 7 projects, 390 participants. They raised $437,000. As an addition to the business model, it's nice. In the bull run, I think we can expect some interesting things here. Is it an interesting launchpad right now? No. Does it utilize the Good Game Guild token? Yes. Do they have to redo their tier model? I assume so, because of the devaluation of the token. They have tiers, right? So 10,000 would give you the highest tier. 10,000 at this point at about 10 cents. Would cost you $1,000. You have the highest tier. So it's definitely something that in the bull run, they will likely redo these tiers. So I would assume, right? So don't focus on that too much. If I look at my wallet, I have about 5,000 and 8 good game staked. Might be a nice opportunity. There's no reason to sell it now for like $500. I'll just keep it there. To be fair, before I pulled up to create this video, I didn't even know it was there. So I'm not too worried. The main announcement is right here. So I looked at Medium, I looked at the Discord. There's no official announcements yet, but they did retweet this from a town hall that they did, I think, yesterday. Yeah. On the new tokenomics. So it would be very nice if they're going to actually publish this, right? But the team, the advisors, and then marketing is not on there. So community, and then partnership, token sale, treasury, unlock start, so vesting terms, right? So team advisory, what do we have? And then the marketing, they excluded 4 years linear unlock, okay? That's quite interesting because that's quite a very big portion. Did they cut that up, or are they just going to leave that out? Think we won't notice. Team advisors, community. Okay, so community then. Yeah, that's a very small percentage. Token treasury 30. Treasury 30. Yeah, okay. And this adds up to 100, and theirs likely doesn't add up to 100. So they're going to leave the marketing the same. Then partnerships, they're going to lock it. Unlock starts, yeah. So they're going to postpone the marketing one. And they say, okay, lock will be extended, so no sell pressure. I mean, sell pressure, come on, it's like $900 a day. It's not that significant, you know. It's better than nothing, but it's definitely not, you know, you should do something on utility perhaps and not focus on this, just the extension. The extension just creates more time, another year to create utility. So the team, the advisors are being cliffed for another year. Cliff is going to be extended. And the community, the biggest one, which basically is dripping most of the tokens on the tokenomics, is obviously the marketing segment. If we look at the tokenomics, marketing is 37%, then treasury is 30%. Any update on the treasury? No. As needed. Okay. Vesting has been completed on all the token sales. Partnerships are being extended. Community as needed, and tokens for staking. Okay, so community and treasury. So still there will be quite a significant amount of as needed. You know, you never really know what they're going to do, and that marketing one is definitely an extremely significant percentage that influences things, right? So I think that is important to consider when you look at that movement. Of course, unfortunately, there's no reported supply. You know, they say 1.2 self-reported. I don't think that's really up to date. So let's have a look at what they mentioned. Circulating supply 25 million, right? And okay, this is 1 million. 25 million out of 100 million is 25% diluted. So the price is already so low, and 75% still has to enter the market. However, they did mention that how many tokens is this? 12 million, 4.5 million, 3 million. So we're talking an extremely insignificant amount where, you know, they still have access to about 60 to 65% of the supply can be diluted, which is concerning. You know, this sounds really good, and I do understand why they're doing it. It's better than nothing, but it's not really going to do much. And I reckon, you know, the token pumps because of the announcement. It's quite interesting. Somebody's saying, and they retweeted this, low market cap, project on KuCoin, 100x vibes, probably not. Web3 gaming platform full launch in April with 20% profits used to buy back and burn. That's always a bad mechanism to ruin. There's just an indicator that you raise too much money and that you need to reduce. You don't have the utility for the token after a year being deployed. You need to reduce the circulating supply to pump the price. It's all artificial movement, no real business model behind it. Don't think that's a good idea at all. But I do understand why people are going to acquire tokens, right? Okay, this shows for long-term commitment. Yes, it does show that. So I do agree. However, the question is in terms of, you know, opportunities, market making. They probably sold a lot of treasury tokens here on the way down. So they should have significant funding for this business for the foreseeable future, right? If not, then I respect it even more, but you're not able to get these details obviously publicly. Not that it really matters. They have a token economy here. Let's have a look. Okay, so they're launching merchandise. I think that's quite bullshit. You can buy the token staking for the auctions, okay. Get yield from staking, GG play, I don't know what that means. Convert GGG to GXT, I don't know what that is. And then 20% from GG play goes to token burn. So I assume that is then the launch of games and a little bit more of a structure. But I did look at, okay, so they're refunding a token, 100% of the allocation. Okay, so that's not even a completed race. I wish when they made this announcement in this time hall, and I know it's only a day ago, right? But that they published it in Medium as well and in their Discord. So when I go to Discord, I'm actually in the server right here. There's no full update on the. I did scroll through it. Main chat. There needs to be some information to these tokens and everything. That might be nice, but it's just some chit chat and everything. Would be nice to have an overview what that GXT actually means, what it looks like, but perhaps we would have to do that in a follow-up. Right now, what it comes down to, basically what I foresee as indicators, is that this is a short-term pump. If they don't deliver on the short term, right? Because if they're going to say, oh, we're going to deploy new ecosystem with new utility, on-chain, off-chain token, whatever, swap rates, buybacks, those are all not clear indicators of an actual appreciation, business model strategy. These are indications of artificial manipulation, you know? If there's no demand for the token, you reduce the supply, price artificially moves up. That's how economics work, but that's not how it should work, right? There should be demand for this token, a full operating ecosystem. And then the only thing that I think is interesting is the aspect here of the token economy. But if you had a year to draft an economy and it looks like this, it has not been tested, and one of the components is merge and the other one is staking, then this is a setup to fail. I just wonder what that GG play is, because if you take 20% as a token burn, then it must be a significant indicator, but nobody really knows what that means. There's not additional information on it. There's only quite a small amount of comments. And then when we go back, it's just about the pump. So retweeting the pumps as a company, I don't think really that's a good thing. You know, you might do one announcement like, oh, it's good to see that we have a little pump going and everything. But then doing that on a consistent basis might not be the best thing. You know, you just push the hype into the market more, and then the green candles stack. And then before you know it, you'll see a lot of red candles. And that's definitely not good for a company, I would say. Okay, GGG, and now has a trading pair on the DEX Tools app. Okay, interesting. Yeah, overall, there's not that much information which we would need to make a proper decision. Even if the information would be available, I think it will be quite underwhelming, not as interesting, not something. So I already have 5,000 tokens. I have staked them on Metaverse Pad. I hope when the market reverses, you know, 6, 8, 12 months from now, however long it takes, they will bring some nice projects here, and I'll be there having a look to see what is interesting. So definitely, you know, slow and steady for this project through the bull run, into the bull run, surviving the bear market. But this pump, it doesn't really mean anything for me. Not even taking into consideration this insane candle, but even coming from $1 to 12 cents. Yes, it has quite a low cap, right? So there might be some opportunities here, but I don't see any short to medium opportunities for this brand, specifically because they had a really great launch. They had a lot of interesting investors. They had a lot of big parties involved. And so far, if you had a year to build something, or at least tip and announce people, keep the community engaged, that didn't occur. And that shows at least some effort from the team being active in Discord and stuff, you know, having a daily conversation, not even daily, maybe weekly, but not doing anything for so long. Now coming back, hopefully they will deliver a great ecosystem. I'm always bullish. I never try to be negative just to be negative. But if you're looking for price movement indicators, nothing here really looks good. I think there are a lot more over, let's say, 70-80% other projects with way better opportunities than Good Games Guild. So for me, I'm not interested in this. I don't think any medium short term. I think it will either hover at 0.1 or move back down, unless that ecosystem is ready to be deployed, has actual token utility to a significant extent, and then my bet would be on the GG play, whatever that means. We will await the information. If you have any insight on GG play, do definitely let me know. I will let the Track Digits team know that they need to update these tokenomics as soon as their white paper has been updated of Good Games Guild, and it has not been updated yet, as that is what we use as the official source. If you're interested in getting deep insights on price movement through Track Digits, check out the free link for an alpha account in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.